WNBA owners that also own NBA teams, and then more broadly, the NBA owners on what the right valuation of WNBA teams are going forward, what the best way is to operate that league.
Did you hear what Adam Silver just dropped? He straight up exposed how NBA owners really feel about Caitlin Clark and the WNBA. And let me tell you, it's not pretty. These guys are sitting on mountains of cash, but they're sweating bullets over a league they've been sleeping on for years. Here's the kicker. Some of these owners still aren't buying the hype. Can you believe it? Caitlin Clark is out here breaking ankles and records, and they're still stuck in the past. But you know what? This might be the wake-up call they needed.
It's very integrated now with the NBA. There's aspects over time under Commissioner Engelbert's direction where they're still fairly integrated. They share the same office space with the NBA.
We're about to dive into the juicy details of what's really going on behind those closed boardroom doors. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Picture this. A small town girl from Iowa steps onto the WNBA court and boom, everything changes. Caitlin Clark's not just playing basketball, she's rewriting the whole playbook. Let's break down her first few games. She's not just keeping up with the pros, she's straight up dominating. It's like watching a rookie play with cheat code. But here's where it gets wild. The stands are packed. We're talking sold out arenas, people fighting for tickets. It's like the whole country suddenly realized there's this thing called women's basketball and it's fire. TV ratings through the roof. People are tuning in like it's the NBA finals.
Under her direction, we've added some separate departments, like for example, where they're doing their own marketing right now. They have their own basketball operations department. So it's a balance of things, but I'd say we're collectively looking at all those issues.
Just to catch a glimpse of Clark working her magic. NBA owners are watching all this, and some of them can't believe their eyes. These guys have been in the game for years, seen it all, but Clark's got them scratching their head. One owner even said, "I've never seen anything like this in women's basketball." That's huge coming from someone who's probably seen more basketball than most of us have had hot dinners. But get this. Not everyone's sold. Some owners are still stuck in the past, thinking it's just a fluke. Can you believe it? They're watching the same games we are, seeing the same packed stands and sky-high ratings, but they're still not buying it. It's like they've got their heads buried in the sand, hoping it'll all blow over. Here's the thing though, Clark's not just changing the game, she's changing minds. Every crossover, every three-pointer, every no-look pass is chipping away at those old attitudes. She's not just playing basketball, she's shattering expectation. And it's not just about her skills on the court, it's about the excitement she brings, the way she's got people talking about women's basketball like never before. And that's got everyone wondering, what's next for the WNBA? We're at this crazy tipping point. You've got this rookie coming in and shaking things up, making people sit up and take notice. But you've also got these old school owners who aren't quite ready to jump on board. It's like watching two worlds collide. So now we're all holding our breath, waiting to see what happens next. Will the WNBA seize this moment and run with it? Will those skeptical owners finally wake up and smell the coffee? Or will they let this golden opportunity slip through their fingers? One thing's for sure, Caitlin Clark's not going anywhere, and she's not slowing down. The ball's in the owner's court now. Let's see if they've got game. Imagine a room full of NBA owners, split right down the middle. On one side, you've got dollar signs in their eyes. On the other, pure skepticism. That's the scene Adam Silver just painted for us, and it's way crazier than you'd think. What's got these billionaires so divided, and why is Silver trying to play peacemaker? Here's the deal. Silver just sat down with NBC and spilled the tea on how NBA owners really feel about the WNBA. And let me tell you, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Some of these guys are seeing the potential for massive profits, while others are still stuck in the old way of thinking. Silver dropped this bombshell. We may be sitting on a gold mine here. That's huge coming from the NBA commissioner. He's basically telling these owners to wake up and smell the opportunity. But here's where it gets wild. Not everyone's buying what he's selling. You've got owners on one side who are all in, ready to pour money into the WNBA and watch it grow. They're seeing the packed arenas, the rising TV ratings, and they're thinking, we'd be crazy not to invest in this. But then you've got the other side, the skeptics. These guys are looking at the same numbers and still scratching their heads. Silver's not holding back. He's straight up telling these owners they need to figure out how to run the WNBA the right way. It's like he's trying to herd cats, but these cats are all billionaires with their own ideas about what's best for business. Now here's where it gets really interesting. The WNBA's been losing money. We're talking about $40 million in losses. That's got some owners spooked. They're thinking, why throw good money after bad? But Silver's trying to get them to see the bigger picture. And he's basically saying, look guys, this is our chance to make the WNBA huge. Silver's playing the long game here. He sees the potential, but he's got to convince a bunch of businessmen who are used to seeing quick returns on their investments. The crazy part, all this drama's happening right when the WNBA just landed a massive media deal. We're talking $200 million a year for 11 years. That's serious cash, and it's got everyone's attention. So now we're at this crazy crossroads. You've got Silver trying to rally the troops, saying this could be a gold mine. You've got some owners ready to dive dive in head first, and then you've got the holdout, still not sure if the WNBA is worth the gamble. The big question is, who's gonna win out? Will the optimists convince the skeptics, or are we gonna see this divide get even bigger? One thing's for sure, Adam Silver's got his work cut out for him. He's trying to change minds and open wallets, all while the clock's ticking on this golden opportunity. Remember when $200 million was a good thing? Not for the WNBA. This huge new deal is causing some serious tension. Players are opting out of their contracts, and now there's talk of a work stoppage. What's really going on behind the scenes? The WNBA just landed a massive media rights deal worth $200 million a year for the next 11 years. We're talking big names like Disney, Amazon Prime, and NBC all getting in on the action. But instead of popping champagne, the players are saying, hold up, we want more. You see, the WNBA players aren't messing around. They've decided to opt out of their current contract. That's a big deal. It's like they're looking at all this new cash flowing in and saying, hey, we're the ones putting butts in seats and eyes on screens. Where's our cut? And you know what? They've got a point. The players are pointing to those rising TV ratings and packed arenas, saying that's us. We did that. They're seeing franchise values going up, more people tuning in, and they want their piece of the pie. It's like they've been cooking this amazing meal for years, and now that it's finally getting attention, they want to make sure they're not left with just the scraps. But here's where it gets messy. Some folks think the players missed a trick. They're saying the WNBA stars should have embraced Caitlin Clark more from the start. It's like they had this secret weapon and didn't use it to its full potential. Stephen A. Smith, you know, the guy who's always got something to say, he went off about this. He basically told the players, you missed a chance to boost your value even more. He's saying they should have been all over Clark's popularity, using it to pump up their own worth. It's like they had a golden ticket and forgot to cash it in. Now we've got a full-on standoff. The league's on one side, the players on the other, and they're both waiting to see who'll blink first. It's like a high-stakes game of chicken, and nobody wants to swerve. So here's the million-dollar question, or should I say, the 200 million question. Are we heading for a work stoppage? Is this the end of the WNBA season before it even really gets going? Or will they find a way to split this new cash that makes everyone happy? One thing's for sure, the clock is ticking. If they don't figure this out before the season wraps up, we could be in for a long basketball-less winter. The players are ready to fight for what they think they deserve, and the league's got to decide if they're willing to open up the wallet a bit wider. It's going to be a wild ride, and I've got a feeling we're just getting started. Remember when people said women's basketball would never catch on? Yeah, about that. Caitlin Clark and her crew are flipping the script, and some NBA bigwigs are sweating. But here's where it gets wild. The players aren't just asking for change anymore, they're demanding it, and you won't believe what's giving them the guts to do it. We're watching a real-life David and Goliath story unfold in the world of pro basketball. On one side, you've got Caitlin Clark and this new wave of ballers who are changing the game. They're not just playing, they're dominating, and fans are eating it up. The stands are packed, TV ratings are soaring, and suddenly everyone's talking about the WNBA. But on the other side, you've got these billionaire NBA owners who are used to calling the shots. Some of them are starting to see the light, realizing they might be sitting on a gold mine. But others, they're dragging their feet, stuck in their old ways of thinking. It's like they can't believe what they're seeing, even when the numbers are staring them right in the face. Here's the thing, the WNBA is growing, but it's still fighting an uphill battle for respect and resources. You've got a league that's losing millions of dollars every year, but at the same time, it's never been more popular. How crazy is that? It's like they're right on the edge of something big, but they can't quite get over that hump. The players see what's happening, and they're not messing around anymore. They've opted out of their current contract, basically saying, we want a bigger piece of the pie. And you know what? They've got the receipts to back it up. Higher TV ratings, packed arenas, rising franchise values. The players are pointing at all of this and saying, we did that. But here's the million-dollar question. Can the WNBA seize this moment and become a major player in pro sports? Or will old attitudes and hesitation hold it back? Some experts are saying the league needs to go all in on marketing its star, like Caitlin Clark. They're talking about separate marketing departments, better operations, really embracing this new era of women's basketball. The next few months are going to be crucial. You've got the players pushing for change, some owners starting to see the potential, and others still stuck in the past. It's like a high stakes game of chicken, and nobody knows who's going to blink first. One thing's for sure, the future of women's basketball is hanging in the balance. Will the WNBA finally break through and get the respect and resources it deserves, or will it stay stuck in the shadow of the NBA? The clock's ticking, and everyone's watching to see what happens next. This could be the moment that changes everything for women's sports, or it could be another missed opportunity. Either way, we're about to find out what the WNBA is really made of.